Welcome back, everybody. Today we're going to get an introduction in making a 4-page layout. Could be a newsletter, could be a magazine, that's up to you. You can make these things as long as you want. The concept is still the same. So let's go ahead and create a brand new document. And we're going to want a 4-page. We'll just do a 4-page. And we want a little bit of margin. We also want some bleed on there. So I'll set that to 1/8 inch bleed. And we'll go with a 1/2 inch margin all the way around. We can adjust this later if we need to. Okay. So we got 4 pages, 8.5 by 11, portrait. Let's go ahead and create that page. And here we are. And we got the cover, the inside pages, and the back, okay, for this publication. Now before we get going, one thing we want to make sure is that we set our workspace to printing and proofing, because we're at the design stage. We'll get to the animation part of this later. So the first thing we want to do is to give our publication some page numbers. And to do that, let's go over to the pages, and we're going to go to our master page. So here's our master pages for the left and right. And to give it some page numbers, let me turn off the preview. We're going to take our type tool and let's go ahead and make ourselves a text box. And in here, we can put other things other than the page numbers. We can put the name of the magazine or the name of the publication, or the month or the volume. That's up to you. But in this instance, all we're going to need is just simple page numbers. To do that, all we have to do is come up to the type, come down to insert special characters, and under the markers, we have current page number. So let's go ahead and select that. And when we do, you'll see a little A up here in that text box. That is just a marker or a placeholder for the page itself. Now you can highlight that and format it any way you want. You can change the font, you can change the size, color, and so on, just like any other piece of text. Okay? To create the right-hand side, let me go ahead and just move this down a little bit. All we have to do is just duplicate this, and by holding down that Command and Shift and Option, we can make a duplicate of this and just go ahead and just slide it over. And now we have a duplicate on the other side. All we have to do is take our type tool, highlight it, and let's go ahead and line it to the right. And you'll see when we go to our pages that now we have a page 1, page 2, page 3, and page 4. Now normally you don't number the cover or the back page, and that's really easy to fix. Since you don't want a number on the cover, what we do is just come up and we click and drag the none and apply it to that page. When we do that, you'll see that the number disappears. Let's go ahead and go to page 4 as well. So to get rid of that 4, we do the same thing. We come up and we select the none, drag it down and drop it right on page number 4, and the number disappears. And on page 2 and 3, you'll see that it's still there. So here's our setup. We have numbering on here where we want to have numbering. And on page 4 and the cover, we have no page numbering at all. Okay, let's go ahead and start with page 1 or the cover. And we're going to go and drop in a nice cover photo. And these photos that I've gotten to use are from the free websites that we have over at Rudy's place. I also got an additional piece by going to your Adobe and finding some photos over there as well. You do have access with your Adobe account, some free photos. All you have to do is go down to where you have your resource links, and there we have the stock photos. If you click on that, that'll come up in your browser. And you just got to make sure you have that thing set for free, and you can go ahead and start searching their collection for all these different photos that will work for you. And when you find something that you like, just go ahead and click on it. And we can go ahead and click on the license for free. And we'll save that graphic down. So make sure you take advantage of that and see what you can find over there. All right. Let's go ahead and let's drop in a cover. I got some stuff for traveling. And we have a bunch of different things here that you can choose from. And here's just some of the ones that I found, looking at all the different photos we can get for different places. And since we're doing one on a travel, I decided to go ahead and settle on doing something for the beach. So a lot of these are beach photos. I'm going to find one that I think will look good for the cover. And the one I'm going to choose is basically the one with some shells. Here we have one here, but I like another one. This is a good one as well. But I actually like this one here the most, okay? Because it has the shells there, and it has the sand, and I can use this as a cover just by turning and rotating that around. So I'm going to go ahead and open that particular graphic, and let me go ahead and click and drag it down here. Now I'm going to take and I'm going to rotate that. And kind of position this. And to me, I actually like it the other way around, where the shells are going to be on top. So I'm going to go ahead and rotate it the other direction instead. And I'm going to position the shells and everything on the top. And let me turn off the preview so I can make sure I have that photo sitting in the bleed. And you can see where I have some extra. I'm going to go ahead and put my position into that corner and go ahead and just kind of use my arrow keys, as you've seen in other videos, to kind of push that out a little bit to fill that up. And whatever excess that we have, I'm going to go ahead and crop that up so that we have bleed, but we have our shells all here at the top. So there's our graphic for the cover. Okay. And what I'll do next is go ahead and add on some text and everything to go with this. All right. I went ahead and place some text on this and a few photos, and I think you'll agree that the cover actually looks pretty good. So this is our beginning of our either a brochure or a newsletter. Next part is we're going to concentrate on the middle pages. And the nice thing about this is, since it's a spread, you usually will have to plan on using a graphic that works across both the pages, kind of ties it in together. And we want something that's dramatic. Now, a lot of the photos and stuff that you'll find, you want some areas you can put some type. And I'll show you a couple of different ways that we can make room for this type. One is we need to go ahead and prep our graphic knowing that we want to put some type there in the middle. Okay, now this technique I'm going to show you is done over in Photoshop to extend the photo out. And it's not just stretching the photo either. We're actually going to create more of the photo there. So let's go ahead and jump over to Photoshop, and I'll show you guys how to create a nice custom photo for this spread.